Hi, welcome back to this YouTube channel. Today I have some more flight video with the SubSonex, so let's get right into it. Okay, so I'm going for a sunrise. It looks like right here in Hawaii, Honolulu. Alright, ready for a departure. You can see what's going on there. Real quick, I like to trim the plane about like that and then put on some smoke. Let's see about the smoke. There we go. Just have a little trackpad for this. I use this little i8 trackpad. Kind of works. Get used to feeling around it. I think they should make them out of Braille. We could all learn Braille. Alright, up and away. Here we go. Sunrise in Honolulu. So I'm going to try down stick, see if that keeps it from wagging. Nope. No. Okay, so now I'm going to do a little bit of back stick. It's pretty bad. There we go. If you get that wheel off the ground a little bit, then it'll speed up without wagging. I wonder if that's something that it actually does in real life. I've watched people take off and I didn't see any tendency to wag. Okay, so gear up. Flaps are up. They were never down. Getting up to 200 knots. And let's commit.
Honolulu Tower, November 141 Sierra Juliet, frequency change. Honolulu approach, November 141 Sierra Juliet, is type 1 miles northeast of Honolulu, 2,300 feet. Request clearance to transition Bravo airspace.
Looks like there's some buildings over here.
Squawk 56451 Sierra Juliet.
Now I'm concentrating on not whipping my head around because there's a sweet spot in the center of the lens, and the more I play VR, the more I learn to just whip that sweet spot around so I can see extremely crisp video, three-dimensional reality. But the 2D image that comes with it that I'm recording is a little bit less fun to watch when I'm whipping my head around, so I may just try to hold it. But you can see it looks like a little train set with all the little lights. Respecting the buildings. There we go. So no clouds out here this morning. That's a lot of infrastructure for a place that has to get everything from somewhere else. But I guess that's everybody nowadays. Everything comes in on a boat, so why not? Just send one barge this way. It's pretty densely populated. That's amazing. That's a lot. Check my airspeed. There's the sun coming up. A little bit windy. Getting moved around quite a bit. See the morning glow on the wing. Water for miles. Beautiful sunrise. loop-de-loop.
Squawk 12000. Frequency change, Route 1 Sierra Juliet. Honolulu Center, November 141 Sierra Juliet is type 900 miles southeast of Honolulu, 3,500 feet.
There's another island out there. I could fly over there, but a lot of times it takes quite some time. It could take 10 minutes to get over there.
1 Sierra Juliet. 1 Sierra Juliet radar contact 10 miles southeast of Honolulu, 2,500 feet. Altimeter 3005.
It's interesting, that crater right there. I wonder if lava comes up right there.
1 Sierra Juliet contact Honolulu approach 118 decimal.
There's, looks like static waves coming in.
118 decimal 1 Sierra
It'd be
Juliet.
nice if those
Honolulu
moved.
November 141
That
Sierra
would be a
Juliet.
nice touch. Looks like kind of a wave break or something here. So they're telling me to climb to 5,000 feet.
25.01 Sierra Juliet. Kaneo approach November 141 Sierra Juliet at 400 feet.
And I'm telling them I'm at 400. So I told him at 350 and he said continue. So they probably get a lot of that in Hawaii. What's nice is you can listen to them, and once you could memorize what they're going to say, you could just about hang with the air traffic control to a point. I think there's some better air traffic controlling going on some other programs, but I think they're people on the other end, and if they can understand what you're doing, there's really not much they can say. Maybe it's not the exact protocol that they're looking for, but if they can get the information out of what you're saying, hey, I'm at 3,000 feet and I'm going, 200 miles an hour, and they're going to say, well, that's like so many knots, so okay. And yeah, they're going to think, who is this guy? But they're going to have the information, and then they're going to be able to tell you, set your heading to this. Look at that, sunrise. How beautiful. That's the sun we all know right there. Might feel personal to you, but it's the same one everyone else sees. If they ever do land on Mars and have people living on Mars, I think virtual reality will be a heck of an escape, because we as humans are made to be on this earth and made to see, however you believe or whatever. I don't want to get philosophical, but I'm just saying this is where we have been and what works for us, and we work for it. And when you change where you're living onto a different planet, there could be all kinds of psychological effects. I mean, you lock somebody in a cage, put them in solitary confinement, same deal, right? Well, Mars explorers may end up using VR to get an escape, to feel like they're back on planet Earth for a little while. But I'm using it for entertainment and for learning, and also the dead of winter, those 3 or 4 months of winter. Either you're a big-time ski aficionado and you spend $200 on the boots, $200 on the coat, you spend all the money on the skis, you got $1,000, $2,000 into it, and then you spend a week skiing and spend the rest of the winter trying to remember the skiing trip. And there's nothing wrong with that, but virtual reality for the winter is a thing in my house. I think that's really the way to go. And what's cool is you can get out, and if it's live traffic and live weather, this will all be covered in snow if that's what's happening in real life. You can always change the settings and make it summertime again, but if it's winter, you can go out flying in the winter, put skis on an airplane, and it's totally comfortable. And there's other people out flying. It's really amazing. It's amazing, these Microsoft flight simulators only come out every 10 or 12 years. What did they have last was Flight Simulator X. I think that was like 2012 or 2010 or something. It's been like 10 years. It's been a long time since there was a new Microsoft Flight Simulator. I don't know if they had been working on this the whole time and just now there's systems that are fast enough to run it. Or if they can pump these out in a year or two, I don't know. It's possible it takes 5 years for every aspect, but I don't know how long the programming would take. It's kind of nice not to know, you know. If you ever get into something, then you start wanting to learn about how it's done and everything. And some of these bigger projects take so many people that you can only learn one aspect of it. You could never, even in 50 lifetimes, understand every little bit of it. So it's almost nice just to take the product and say, wow, that's nice. It's kind of like making a rocket that goes to Mars. It's like you would have one tiny job. Maybe you would run an enormous industrial lathe, and yeah, that's cool to partake, but you know, there's so many parts that you can't work on. Flight systems, the initial design, the ballpark of the whole thing. Here's a nice little community. Look at that. They're just crammed in there. This has got to be running all on tourism, because even if they trade with each other, they got to be getting resources from somewhere. It's got to be like fish, or they have to make a product and send it out and get money. I mean, if they get anything from the outside world, they got to give something to the outside world. Unless they're just growing things in their backyard and trading vegetables and beans to each other. But I have a feeling the economy there is actually pretty high. Like they have money. So tourism's big. Outside money coming in is probably big. Just people want to stop in. They're retired and let's buy in Hawaii and bring our money with us and spend it there, you know. So you would need a second simulator just to figure out all the money interactions and calculate that. Guess it's an unfair system of fairness, depending on how you look at it. But that's pretty compact. That looks like they just went one after another there. Looks like there's a way to get in. Look at that waterway goes all the way into the mainland there. Could take like a ship right there. That might be so that they can dock boats and go out. Look at that, it goes all the way back. Goes underneath that bridge. Nice white sandy beach. They might have some boat slips or something. Then it goes all the way over there. Then this is just like a field. Looks like a nice place to recreate. You could get a kite and fly it. I'm sure the air coming in off this beach is just pristine. That much ocean would be like sailing. Pristine wind. It probably just hits you like pressure. It doesn't even feel like wind, it's just pressure. I love that kind of wind. Yeah, it's really hard not to move my head around. It's such a habit. The sweet spot in these headsets really needs to go up. And the cost doesn't. I know the engineers are like, yeah, well, this, that, and the other, and I understand there's reasons, but I mean, how many other optical devices use Fresnel lenses, really? When you go inside of a projector, would it be acceptable for a 4K pixel shift projector to have a Fresnel lens inside of it? I've opened the projectors before. They don't have Fresnel lenses. But I guess that's what we're getting. Even the aspherical lenses blur on the outside, though. I did the lens mod on my Cosmos, and it made quite an interesting difference. A little bit of distortion kind of makes the whole thing kind of bubble at you a little bit, but you get used to it. And I actually put on the PSVR and noticed the same difference. I never noticed it before because no one had ever put their finger on it, but I put on the PSVR and I noticed a little bit of distortion there too. And the new PSVR, the PSVR 2, I think is going to have Fresnel lenses. So they're all coming to that conclusion. Maybe through testing. Look at that. I love that. Vapor from the clouds. There's just so many aspects here that add to the realism. The reflection off of the window. Looks like there's a place to land over there. It's weird, it's in the water. It must just be to lead you in.
125.001 Sierra Juliet.
Looks like there's some other planes there. I wonder if those are other players, possibly, maybe not. So I'm talking to the tower. Nice little set of roads right there. Goes around the base of this mountain. I don't know when the last time one of these erupted was. I actually do not know. But I think that looks so cool with the cloud around the top of this mountain. Alright. Looks like they're calling me in. So there's that one. Seems like there was another one over here. Alright. So I think I took off there. I think I'm going to try to land over there, where that light is. Looks like they have lots. Okay, so you can see there's like NPS up here at the top, and then this is where I took off, but that's the one I'm going to be hitting right there. It's like a totally separate island. Alright, so I'm going to give it some flaps. Full flaps. It's going to slow me down. Here's my gas tank. I got a little button on my flight stick so I can do that. Now I gotta give it full guns just to get 120 miles an hour, 120 knots. You can see. Flaps are almost dangerous the way they slow you down. In fact, I might take it up a click. Sometimes they get stuck down. Alright, what to remember is put the gear down. There they are. It's going to slow the aircraft down even more as they hang out in the wind. 115 knots. Turbine down. 90, 80, 70. Still holding it up. 60. I think it stalls at about 59 with the flaps down. You know, these air traffic controllers, you can always tell them where you're going, but you don't have to tell them why. You know, you could probably hop back and forth between this and the other airport, and I don't know if any of them would say, "What are you doing? Why? You know, you've been back and forth 8 times today. Are you okay?" You know, you don't really hear that from the air traffic controllers. You just say, "I'm going over here," and they're like, "Okay," and then you're like, "I'm gonna go over here now," and they're like, "Okay, 5,000 feet, 5,000 feet, Roger." Or they'll say, "I need to direct you to 10,000 feet. We have another." They don't even tell you why. They just say, "Well, 10,000. That's your option." Let's see what kind of facilities they have here. Racing in. This is getting into go-karts now. Looks like I go that way and taxi. Gotta wonder what the rates are to get anything done here. I'm betting it's as high as everything else. Here's a t-shirt for $80, and here's a turbine wheel for 17,000 bucks. It's on AliExpress for 2,000. Oh, hold on. Lodging is 2,000 a night if you want to wait for it. Little oil change place here. Oh, there's a car. Let's go right through the car. Ah, he turned. Smart man. Those are interesting buildings right there. Those round ones. Like the Leaning Tower of Giza, except they didn't build it that tall so it would never lean. I could take this thing to town. Alright, that's it for me. Real quick thing, I'll check my landing gear. Yeah, they look alright. Wheel well's alright. Check the front gear. Front gear looks alright. Fuel tank looks okay. Looks like I got a BRS chute there. BRS-6, model 1350. Apply data label here. It's interesting. N141SJ. Boy, it's like 3 feet across. Maybe like 32 inches. And lengthwise, it's like, I don't know, like 8-9 feet. It's probably 18 to 22 feet wingspan. Alright, well that concludes this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Always remember you can shop at my eBay store, GB Hatchery. I sell a lot of used items on eBay. If you're interested, you can check the link in the description. Other than that, I hope you're safe and healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.